Hey, so welcome back to the channel. Today I had someone stop by who was able to assist me in getting the engine mounted. I actually just getting it set on there with the bolts in place, so now I can mount it. Wanted to give you an update. Haven't been in the shop for a couple weeks, which is kind of a bummer, but not really. Been going up to Lancaster on the weekends, and actually my wife and I found a house, so we made an offer. It was accepted. We think we're going to move in over Memorial Day weekend, which is really cool. Excited to get out of the apartment in downtown Long Beach and get back into a house where I can have all my stuff. So I will be moving the airplane up there to my garage. I work now in Pasadena, so driving from Lancaster to Pasadena, coming to Compton to work on the plane, and going back to Lancaster is just not a thing. So I'm gonna have to move the plane, just put it in the garage till I get it finished, while I figure out if I'm going to still go to Camarillo and fly out of there, or if I'm going to be able to find a location at the Lancaster airport, which is what I'm trying to do at Fox Field up there. So that's my preference, because it's like 2 miles from my new home. So that would be amazing. Let's see. There's a waiting list, so I will get a space eventually. It's just a matter of how long will that be. Haven't heard about the prop yet, but I did want to give you some other updates that I haven't done in a while. I am currently at 549 hours of build time, and I have spent about $13,450 yesterday. I went and bought the rib stitching stuff, so when I get to that point I'll have everything I need. That was about another $150, so it's about $13,600 as of today, and that's getting pretty close to everything. I mean, there might be some little things here and there that I need, but everything major except the last major piece is the propeller, obviously, and I'm guessing that'll be $500–600. So I'll end up somewhere around $14,000 total when I'm finished, and I have to say I'm pretty pleased with that. Especially with the way prices have gone, and to build this plane for $14,000 seems pretty darn good. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the engine bolts in place, get those bolted down. Then I can attach the carburetor, start figuring out where I need to run the choke and where the throttle cable needs to run to. So I have a number of things I can actually get accomplished after I get the engine bolted on, and we'll go from there. So yeah, let me get some things going here. I want to see how many threads we're dealing with here. So I'm going to get a picture up in the hole here. All right, so I just wanted to get some pictures to see. This is going to take more than one washer on this side, and this one's going to take the one washer on that side is going to be fine. So these two are good. That one is going to need more than one. So, and let me get a shot of the back one real quick just to make sure it's the same. It should be the same. The reason that these are different than these is because when I put the engine on, I actually had to level it with the fuselage, and this engine bearer was just a little bit lower for some reason than this one. So I remade these. I think I might have mentioned that in a previous video. I made these standoffs a little bit longer to accommodate that. So but I wanted to, when I bought the bolts, I wanted to make sure I had enough bolts. So and I'm good. I've got plenty of bolt, which is great. And yeah, so let me jump to getting some washers in here, and then we can get this tightened down. It's probably going to take 2 washers on the other side, because once this is compressed, it's going to actually go down a little bit further. So yeah, all right, so I got the engine all mounted now. Everything looks really good there, and good and solid. Now I've got I got these right here that we'll use to block off the holes, and we'll see how this goes. We'll try this one over here first. This should work out perfect, so it's sized just right for it. And there we go, perfect fit. And that rubber will completely seal up that hole, so looks like that. So I'll go ahead and put the other 3 on for now. Don't think I'll have to take the engine back off. We'll see, but I don't see any reason why I should have to. So I think everything else is good. Everything I need to access to mount something to is easily accessible, so that won't be a problem. So let me go ahead and put those other 3 rubber knockout plugs in place, and then we'll mount the carburetor. All right, so before we get the carb mounted on, we're going to want to get the throttle assembly in place, and we have to completely reverse the choke mechanism here. So I'm going to take a quick picture of what this looks like, because I've got to pull it from the carb here, and then I have to reverse it. So it's got to go the holder in the back and the arm going the other way, because I'm going to actually be pulling to apply the choke. So all right, so that's all set now to operate the choke there. So we're all good there. Now we'll get the throttle, which is actually going to be on the same side, and we'll see what we have for throttle parts here. check this out. Alright, so the throttle cable, when you push forward it pulls, so it's going to pull to open, so it's got to be on top. It's going to pull to open, it's going to push because when I push forward on the lever, it's going to, the bottom of the lever goes back, so that's going to pull. So we'll pull to open. Okay. Alright, now we're going to squeeze under here and put the carb on. Alright, we'll make sure our gasket's all straight, which it is. Now we'll see how to get to those bolts from the top side. They're not too bad. Definitely want to try and get them finger tight first. Because they're fairly easy to tighten, but not that easy. It's not that easy to get the wrench in there, so. And I'm just giving it just a little bit of a snug for now, just in case that's got to come back off. All right, so this is exactly what I wanted to do. So now I can see right where my cable needs to come through here, and I can actually bring it in right here somewhere for the choke. And then my throttle can actually come up a little higher up here. So I can drill a hole like right there for that. And we'll figure out what hole we need for so we can fit our grommet and everything in there. I was going to grab for the choke cable. It's not so bad. Working around the rudder pedal might be a challenge, but I got to come in just kind of where that hole is, but at least I'm coming down. So let's put this rudder pedal up where it's going to be. It's going to be about right there. And the choke is right there. So, all right, let me go back here and grab the choke cable, and so we don't get any critters in the carburetor, dust or whatever. I'm going to go ahead and put the air cleaner on, the air filter. So let me do that real quick. So there was one other thing I wanted to do just before I forget about it, because I want this to start drying out. Is I wanted to get where the plastic is. Where my fuel gauge is plastic, I was going to kind of encase that in some JB Weld just for some extra security. So just going to mix some of that up and get that in place here. And it's just good old original JB Weld, so nothing fancy, but we'll definitely get the job done. Just got to keep it off the rod right here at the bottom where the float is going to sit. So, all right, so I've got that through the hole with the grommet, and I've figured out how much I need. I'll end up strapping it to the sidewall somewhere up in the middle here, between here and where it actually is. And then all we have to do is back this off. And once we get this in here, then I'll be able to figure out where we need to clamp that. And so not clamp really, where I need to cut it. So now I can get a Sharpie and make a mark here, and I basically need to cut it just behind where it's being clamped. Well, toward me where it's being clamped. All right, here we go. So we're gonna cut that. Let's see what's full travel here. So full travel is just looking at how far that travels. Yeah. So basically we need to cut this right about here. Right about there. So I'll get the Dremel and we'll cut that off. And then we'll run it through. All right. All right. All right, so now I've got that cut. Let's just slip it in here, and then we'll just tighten this up a little bit. All right, just hold that for now.
now I'll get the cable, put it in, and then we will okay, so now we've got our wire right here, and we'll just run it through here. And that's where she ends, right there. So we'll just put a little tighten on this. We won't finish it off for now. And then we'll cut our wire off right in front here. And then I'll go operate it. Alright, so that's it for me today. You saw I got the engine mounted, I got the carburetor on, I got the choke hooked up, all really good stuff. And then I after that I did some more urethaning, so I've got finished up the first coat on the top side of the wing, so that's super good. Now next time I come, I'll probably be cleaning stuff up, getting things organized and boxed, and get ready for the move. But hopefully I can flip the wing over and get the first coat on the bottom side of that wing. So that's hopeful. I'm hopeful for that anyway. All right, so big step today, getting the engine on, getting it mounted, and hey, I'll catch y'all later.